I call Raymond Ho.
Mr. Speaker, from time to time we learned from the media that yet another police officer or prison officer was attacked. There has been a significant increase in the number of recorded assaults on police over the past 5 years. Total assaults increased by 33% over the 2004 to 2009 period, while serious assaults leading to charges under the Crimes Act increased by 38%. Taking into account of the increase in the number of sworn police staff over this period, the rate of total assaults increased by 14% and serious assaults by nearly 19% during the period. The increase in the number and rate of assaults on prison staff over the same period has been sharper than those on police officers. Total assaults and serious assaults are both doubled during this period. There was also a sharper increase in the rate of assaults on prison staff compared to police officers, although this rate is still much lower for prison officers than sworn police officers. It is therefore understandable that the objective of this bill is to ensure that the court takes the fact that an offence is committed against a police officer or prison officer acting in the course of his or her duty into account as an aggravating factor at sentencing. Labour supports this bill to the Select Committee. The current law, especially through Crimes Act 1961 and Summary Offences Act, includes a small number of offences that specifically apply when the victim is a police officer. For example, using a firearm against a law enforcement officer, aggravated assault and assault on police officer. The court must impose a minimum term of 17 years or more for the murder of a police officer or prison officer acting in the course of his or her duty, unless it would be manifestly unjust. There are not currently any other special offences for assaults on prison officers. Section 9 of the Sentencing Act sets out a number of aggravating and mitigating factors that must be taken into account when imposing a sentence. These include factors such as the use of actual or threatened violence, that the offence involved unlawful entry into a dwelling place, or that the offence occurred while the offender was on bail or subject to a sentence. The list of aggravating factors also include factors that reflect community values, such as where the offender abused a position of trust or committed the offence due to hostility towards a particular group on the basis of race or religion. The regulatory impact statement from the Ministry of Justice notes that courts have traditionally regarded assaults on law enforcement officers as serious. The High Court has described an attack on a police officer as equivalent to an attack on the community, because our police are the representatives of the community in the matter of law and order in society. They are society's frontline. The Court of Appeal has emphasized the gravity of using serious violence against police officers and upheld deterrent sentences in a number of cases. In the press release dated 13 October 2010, the minister responsible for this bill, the Honourable Simon Power, said, though the new aggravating factor does not automatically require an increase in an offender's sentence, the minister said he's confident that explicit legislation denouncing this type of offending would help ensure courts impose tough penalties. What the minister meant to say was that the proposed amendment would not require the court to take any specific action in terms of the type or severity of sentence imposed, the court will, I gather, be simply required to take this factor into account, along with other specified or unspecified aggravating factors in arriving at the appropriate sentence to be imposed in a particular case. In most circumstances, the process, considerations, and conclusion that the court comes to will not be in the slightest bit affected by this proposed amendment, because the fact that an offense has been committed against a police or prison officer is something that the court would usually already take into consideration. On that note, I look forward to learning more about how the bill would actually help ensure courts impose tough or tougher penalties. I do note what Police and Corrections Minister, the Honourable Judith Collins, said, that the government, through this bill, wanted to send a strong and clear message that offending against law enforcement officers was unacceptable. Again, I look forward to seeing how the message would assist the bill being developed to achieve its objective. Having said that, here is a message for the Minister. While our police must be congratulated on their successful intensified crime fighting, the crime rate drop may be short-lived and could be quickly reversed if police are targeted by government cuts to the public sector. Now, who said that? The Police Association. Its President Greg O'Connell said that the gains were down to extra investment, which has seen 1,000 extra police officers added since 2006. So a big thank you to Labour. The members officers simply cannot deny the fact. As the President said, that the gains were extremely fragile and could be reversed if a razor was taken to the police budget. So the message to the National Act government from the police and from the general public was strong and clear. Don't undo the good work. Thank you.